Good morning, Big Brother fans. It is Tuesday, July 26th. And I did a CarCast last night with an update of all the fallout from the Power Veto meeting. And frankly, I don't have a ton to add to that, but I will kind of go over things again briefly. But I went into quite a bit of detail last night with my thoughts, and nothing really changed after I talked last night. I mean, nothing, no big, explosions, no big battles, nothing. It's kind of where it was at, which is that Amira and Terrence are on the block, and I think Amira will probably go, but I also think that production would rather Terrence goes for TV viewing attraction, because Amira is more interesting to watch than Terrence. But I'm not hearing anything that makes me think otherwise. And the fact is, the Leftover Alliance has 7 people in it, 6 of which will be voting on Thursday, and they want to get Amira out. So I just don't. The entire alliance would have to flip to want to get Terrence out. And I don't think Terrence is the type to do anything to get them to turn on him. And Amira is seen as a much stronger player. So that's where that rests. It certainly looks like Terrence is going to be safe, and Amira is going to be out the door. Other things. Oh, if I could only grab my... Maybe I can't here. Hang on. Reach behind me. That is not it. I thought I was grabbing my cast list. Oh, I am grabbing my cast list. Maybe. Nope. That piece of paper is not my cast list. Oh, here it is. All right. Let's look at this cast list real quick and give a quick rundown of everybody. That way I talk about everything. Let's pick Joseph first, because he is not on my cast list since he was a replacement for Marvin. Joseph, he's sitting pretty right now. He's doing all right. He has suddenly become this amazing, house guest that fandom is falling for, because he's come across as Mr. Compassion, Mr. leading the charge to save Taylor. As a matter of fact, there's even those out there that are wishing for a potential Taylor Joseph showmance. I watched it this morning when I woke up. Multiple people that I follow were talking about the possibility of maybe a Taylor Joseph showmance. So, I don't know. They've hugged several times. It would be very easy for Big Brother to imply potential showmance. And don't think they are beyond that. They certainly have done that in the past, where they have taken what we've laughed at as this isn't a showmance, and they've played a little bit of tinkly music, happy, tinkly, romantic stuff, and suddenly the viewers think that there's a showmance going on. They could do the same thing with Kyle and Alyssa. Alyssa would love to be in a showmance with Kyle, but Kyle seems very resistant, and so he's not having any of it, but Amira and others seem to be trying to push the issue. And so there have been several times where the two of them have been kind of in awkward, giggly situations, last night being no exception. And again, they certainly could turn that into a showmance implication, since they really don't have one going on right now. Those are the two strongest odds of a showmance at this point. We thought, some of us thought, Kyle and Indy, because she's Brazilian and he'd done TikToks about having a Brazilian girlfriend, but no. They aren't anywhere on each other's radar. It doesn't seem, at least. But again, Alyssa is definitely hot for Kyle, and Kyle is saying he takes things slow, he can't do a showmance, but he's willing to talk with Alyssa, and so there you go. So I got sidetracked there, going from Joseph to the other one. The most likely romance would be Kyle and Alyssa, but Joseph certainly is going to be teased as a possibility with Taylor, I would think. They may just show the two of them hugging and talking and all of that stuff. We'll see what happens, assuming they both last in the house a ways. So Joseph, anyway, is doing okay. And now that we mentioned Alyssa, let's talk about Alyssa. I don't know with Alyssa. I don't think she is being shown as a force in the game. She does seem to be more worried about having a boyfriend in some ways than doing well in the game. Remember, she's very close to Paloma, and so with Paloma out, she's kind of been on her own. She said things. She really ticked off Nicole yesterday. A little bit more detail on the Nicole thing. So they were in a room together, Nicole and Alyssa, and some of the other house guests. I think Amira was there, and maybe Michael. I'm not sure, but Indy was also there. And in the course of the conversation, Alyssa talked about the fact that she was told by someone that Turner wanted to put up Indy, but he couldn't because he likes Alyssa and he didn't want to put up Alyssa. Likes him just as a friend kind of a way. And I guess that's what Nicole had told him or told her. And so Nicole was sitting there really ticked off at Alyssa for saying this in front of Indy. I don't know. It caused Nicole to blow up. I don't know if that's ever going to be shown on the feeds or not. But that was Alyssa. Alyssa is known to not be able to keep secrets very well. She's also one of the ones that partially exposed Oasis or mentioned it back to Pooch last week. So, yeah, Alyssa, nah. Indy seems to get on everyone's nerves in one way or another. She's savvy about a lot of the game stuff in the house, but I don't think anyone has her as one of their top allies. Like, ooh, we're going to work with Indy, and we're going to go far with Indy. I just don't see that as being a thing. So, I mean, Indy's going to make it decently far, probably, I would think, but she's not going to win it. And the same goes for Alyssa. Joseph, I can't say that for Joseph. I would put Joseph in the maybe category. Then you have Nicole. Nicole, she and her partner in crime, Daniel, haven't really ended up looking very nice, very good the last couple weeks. So they definitely don't have much of a fan support going on, and things are not going their way. So they tend to be angry more than anything most of the time in the house, and so you get an angry person complaining all the time, they're never going to be seen as well liked. They don't seem to be, even when they are having moments of compassion or moments of caring. It doesn't win them any favors. So Nicole was definitely very angry most of yesterday. So that's the picture she's getting painted with is as a very angry, unhappy, not liking certain house guests that the fan Twitter fandom, at least, because that's where I hang out, and so yeah. And the whole cop thing, yeah, she's worried about that. So, but then I say all of that and I go, is Nicole got a shot at the end? I'm not going to say no right now. The leftovers have her high on their target list after Amira goes out. That doesn't mean they're going to have a chance to get her out. So, I'm not sure. I would not count her out as a possibility of getting to the end. Amira that I just mentioned, yeah, I think she's probably going. I also thought she had a shot to get far, but right now I think she's got a pretty solid target on her back, and as I said, the Leftover Alliance has the votes to get her out as long as they don't change their mind or someone doesn't break away from that group, and I don't see that happening yet, although I did pose a poll late last night where I said, who's the first leftover to go, just to be a bit of a not a contrarian, but just to throw out some reality check there where everyone's like, oh my God, the leftover alliance is so great. Yeah, somebody's going. They're not going to make it all the way to the end. They may not even make it more than a few weeks before something else happens. I don't know why this is going to be the be-all, end-all alliance. It's possible, but, it just takes a couple of them getting nominated or something going wrong for the wheels to start to come off. And so let's see what happens. But I don't think Amira is making it past this week, as I've said. Jasmine. Yeah, Jasmine's not winning. Jasmine's not I don't know how far she's going to get. The ankle thing has started to wear on a lot of people. They're kind of getting tired of it. And so sooner or later, she's going to be an easy out. She may go quite a ways, but I don't think she has a shot at winning at all. Turner is an interesting one. Turner surprised everybody this week with a lot of stuff. And so, I don't know. I looked at Turner at the first night, as a matter of fact, talking with Monty and being all intelligent and talking like, this is how the game's going to play. This is what's going to go on. And he kind of came across as, and this is my tone, like a stoner or like, I'm using probably an old archaic term at this point, but I laughed at him like, okay, this guy thinks he knows what's going on, but does he really? And even if he does, can he really carry through with it? And frankly, I think he knows what's going on. I think he might even, be able to kind of go a little bit further or go a ways in the game. I don't think he has the ability in competitions to win, to outlast others. And, I don't know how better to phrase that. I just don't think Turner's gonna be there in the end. But it's very possible. He could be there in the end. So I'm not saying no. I'm just saying I don't think so. Brittany. Yeah, Brittany knows the game, but Brittany seems to get in her own head a little bit too much. So I don't know. I don't think she's going out anytime soon, especially now that she's in this leftover alliance, but I also don't think she's going to win. She would have to really turn things around and surprise me. Michael, of course, is one that a lot of people are looking at as possible and playing a... part of it, though, is he's winning competitions and putting a target on his back, but at the same time, he's now in the leftover alliance and seems to be doing okay. So I'm not sure where Michael's going to fall out yet, but I do think Michael's going to last a while, definitely, and he does have potential to win. Taylor, guys, I keep coming back to Taylor, and I'm like, yeah, she's now in an alliance. She's the darling of the internet, but she's got to show me she's got more than that, more than being the super underdog. She's going to have to win a competition. She's going to have to be a head of household. She's going to have to show that she can stand up to it. I don't think that at some point the house guests are not going to try to carry Taylor. They carried Taylor into this leftover alliance. I don't think they're going to carry her to the win. Even though I think Joseph said, he could see her winning kind of a thing. But, I mean, it is now $750,000. And as much as you want to have a feel-good party, I just don't think that's going to make it to that point. You're going to be like, yeah, you know what? I do kind of want the money, and I'm glad we got you in the house, Taylor, and stopped everybody from picking on you, but I still want the money. So I think she has a shot to go much further than I thought before, but I don't really right now think that she's going to win unless she gets a lot of help from her fellow housemates. Daniel, same as Nicole. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. Right now he is definitely on the, quote, bad side of the house. That doesn't mean that the people on that side can't win. So, but we'll see. We'll see what happens after Amira gets voted out. And if that side doesn't win, I would expect Nicole and Daniel to be two of the top possible nominees. So I I'd have to say at this point, I don't know if Daniel's making jury. It just depends on how things fall. I don't think Daniel's winning in the end. Kyle, has a shot to get far. He hasn't won anything yet, though, so I'm not sure. We'll have to see. It's hard to say when these people haven't won anything, but we've only had 3 head of households and 3 power veto winners, and that's a very small group of people at this point, and obviously Michael is a very large chunk of that group. So it's hard telling for sure yet. And Amira was second runner-up, or close to it, in the last 2 head of households. And she's going to be out of the picture, so somebody else is going to have to potentially win. We're getting close to the end of my list here. Monty, I don't know. I don't know about Monty. He was definitely not well liked by the fandom for a while with the way he was he was close to Paloma and really going hard against Taylor. But of course now he's in an alliance with Taylor and seems to have changed his hat from a black hat to a white hat, as it were, from a bad guy to a good guy in the minds of some of the fandom. And I don't know. He hasn't won anything. I haven't seen him particularly super strong in things. I don't know. I don't know how well he knows how to play Big Brother either. So yeah, I'm up in the air on Monty. I mean, I could see him potentially winning, but he'd have to change a lot about his game, I guess, for that really to happen. So I'm kind of up in the air on Monty, but I'm not going to say, yeah, he's out of here. He's definitely not on anybody's radar to get voted out. I just don't know how far he's going to go at this point. Okay, one more. Once I get to a stop here is Terrence. Terrence is along for the ride. Terrence is probably going to make it this week, but I don't know if he's going to last further than that. He'll go when the House decides it's the easy vote to get out versus someone who wants to be there more. And Terrence may say he really wants to be there, and they've lit a fire under him, which is what he said yesterday. But I don't know. I just think he can't. I don't see his strong alliances. I don't see him competing. And he may win a competition too. I just don't see him going all the way to the end and winning. He may go all the way to the end and be the third person, the third of the final 3. That's definitely a possibility. So never say never, but don't see it happening. So that's my quick little once over of everybody that is still in the house, which I'm doing in lieu of talking about all the events that happened after the power veto ceremony yesterday. If you want to hear all that and you didn't listen to my last CarCast, which I did yesterday afternoon, by all means go back to that one and listen to it. This week is definitely more interesting than I thought it was going to be. As I told my friend John, my coworker, who hasn't watched, he only watched the premiere episode, and he just listens to me talk about Big Brother. I told him that Wednesday's episode might be worth checking out for the amount of drama that will be in there leading up, which will be the creation of the Leftover Alliance and the Power Veto competition. It should end with the Power Veto meeting, whether they actually show the decision or decide to hold off to showing the decision until Thursday night and try to squeeze all that in. I don't know how they're going to play it. But Wednesday's show has a lot of potential to be interesting. The question will be more of how much does CBS want to show, or the production want to show, of other crap that we don't care about that they think the TV audience needs to watch, because there's a lot going on, and they could just show everything that went on Saturday and Monday and /Sunday. They could just concentrate on that, but they may throw in other stuff, like light stuff, like funny stuff, like silly stuff they think is funny and silly, like Jasmine going around on a scooter and making squeaky noises, that kind of stuff. They may decide they want to spend some time talking about that or showing that, and they don't need to. But, you can't control what production wants to do. So, anyways, my point is, I told John he probably should watch Wednesday night's show. And, of course, Thursday may be fairly interesting with a semi-potential blindside of Amira when she gets voted out, or likely gets voted out. So there you go. I am pulling into work. I'm going to sign off. Thank you to all of you for listening, checking it out. And thank you to my patron supporters. Appreciate it. And for everybody else, I hope you have a wonderful day. And we'll talk to you probably tomorrow. All right? See you later, everybody. Bye-bye.